Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Ciara.
We're ladies.
And we tangent. No free feet.
Okay.
What's up, everyone?
Hello. Just two married bitches sitting on a couch. KISSING. MARRIAG.
No.
E.
I thought you were going to do MARIED.
That would flow better.
Married.
Married.
Two married bitches.
Are we going French again like I did on the wedding day already?
Were you French on the wedding day? Oh, yes, you were. During the pictures.
During pictures.
What were you doing?
I went
because we were in a
French.
vineyard. How can you... you just have to be French in a vineyard.
We were at a vineyard, and right by where we were taking pictures, the grapes in that row specifically were called petite pearls.
Yeah.
And I just kept going, oh, les petits perles, oh, kiss. I just kept going up to everyone and going, oh, my les petits perles, oh, kiss. I kiss.
So anyways,
it's like when you get attached
married.
to a bit and then you can't stop. Anyway, sorry, you can do your thing.
No. The whole bit. We took so many bits and ran with them on my wedding day.
Circle back.
Could not circle. Old Johnny circle back. And when as we do.
I was going to say, how do we even do this?
We can't. Let's just quit. Goodbye, everybody.
Do you guys want to hear about a chipmunk that I laid to rest?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, at your wedding.
What?
No, I was editing here yesterday.
A chipmunk died here?
No.
Okay.
And Randy, my sister, who watches my children, texts me and goes, oh my fuck, Jerry, your dog just scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, why? And which one? And she said, I heard her wrestling, so I deduced it was Birdie. And I turned, and right by my head, she was holding a chipmunk by its tail. I told her to drop it, and she did. And she goes, I watched the chipmunk scurry under the fence. And I'm like, okay. Day goes on, and Shane says the chipmunk is by the fence again. And I'm like, does it have a death wish? What is wrong with that chipmunk? And he's like, it's just in between the fence and like this one grate that we use to cook stuff over the fire. I said, well, I guess I'll go get it because I love animals. So I go out and I can't find it. I can't see it. I'm like, Shane, it must be gone. But then out of the corner of my eye, I see something in the grass and I see Birdie running after it.
Going for it.
And so I see her grab the chipmunk and I said, Birdie, drop it. Mm-hmm. She drops it. I go over. I can tell, trigger warning for nature happening to nature.
Yep.
I could tell that its legs were
broken. Yeah.
And also its tail was exposed. Like its tailbone.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. It was like half fur, half skeleton.
Oh my God.
And it was still breathing.
I'm not going to lie to you. There's nothing. I love my dogs more than anything in this world. But when they do what dogs do and attack small animals, I hate them. I look at them like, you fucking monster.
What have you done?
Why would you do this thing that nature has told you to do?
I know. To nature, which is aware of where nature's on the nature chain.
I know, but it hurts to see.
So I'm holding this chipmunk and it's breathing.
Good luck, because I did that once when my cat attacked a chipmunk and bit the fuck out of me. No. I was like, I'm trying to save you, you bitch.
And I gave it back to my cat promptly.
Finish it.
No, it was breathing and I was petting it and it was like starting to like relax in my hands. And so I took it out to the front yard and I'm just sitting with it and I'm petting it. And my boys are sitting around me and they're like, can I hold it? And I'm like, no. You definitely can't hold it.
Did you teach them about the circle of life in that moment?
Well, I tried to explain like that he's hurt. And we don't want to bother him. We want to make sure he's comfortable. And so I put him underneath. I actually don't know if he had any balls. So it might have been a girl. I don't know.
Fair enough. I don't know how to tell chipmunk genitalia.
I'm not. Are they inside? I feel like sometimes you got to push on something and see what comes out, like a whack-a-mole situation.
It's a real push-pop situation.
Yeah, if any of you guys understand the genitalia of chipmunk, leave it in the comments below. And while you're there, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
It feels like a weird time to ask you to do that, but
do all the things.
If you're already on your way to the comments to explain chipmunk genitalia.
You could also smash that like button.
So bad. Anyway,
sorry. It was sad.
So I leave the broken chipmunk underneath the bush. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I go about my business with my children, wash my hands, obviously, try and get things situated for dinner. And then like 5-10 minutes go by and I get some water and I'm like, I'm going to go out and see how the chipmunk's doing, see if it needs some water.
No, it didn't make it.
It didn't make it.
Yeah.
Didn't make it.
Fair enough.
Obviously, it was never going to make it.
No.
Anyway, so all I did was just like put it in a comfortable position so it didn't die like completely scared.
Yeah, that's good.
And I mean, I'm sure it was in pain, but then this is how I found out. I took my straw with my water and I put it over it and I let the water go. So I accidentally waterboarded it, but I was just trying to give it a drink. And when I saw it didn't move, I was like, oh. I just put water on a dead chipmunk. And so then I put my 2 little fingers on it to see if it was breathing or to see if there was any kind of a heartbeat. Nothing, obviously. And so I picked it up and I just closed its eye.
Oh.
And then I looked at Shane and I go, what do I do? And he goes, put it down. He just put it in a bag and throw it away. And I'm like, I can't do that.
It needs a burial.
Our dog killed it. I was like, I need to bury him. And he goes, do people bury chipmunks? And I go, I do. When my dog's responsible for its death. And he goes, just put it in a bag and throw it away, Jerry. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. But I also don't know where I'm going to bury it at this point. And so I open my car door and I find the Pandora bag, which was in there from your gift.
My something blue.
Yes.
Which now that chipmunk is. Sorry.
Circle of life. I was like, this is a classy bag to put a chipmunk in.
Yeah,
like, if you're going to go out, I'm going to put you in a nice
Pandora
bag.
I think so.
So I put the chipmunk in the bag and I carried it around the corner of my house to where I did decide to bury it. Yeah. And I just dug a little hole and I put him in there and I closed him up. I closed it up. And
my dog's got a mole one time. Remember? I think I sent you a video of it because I was like, oh my God, I just found this in my yard and I thought it was alive. And then I went up to it and I was like, it's not moving at all. And okay, I think they got it. And you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So my thought is that they probably just shook it and it was quick. But I grabbed it then and I also put it in a bag. I grabbed it with the bag and then I buried it. And the entire time my dogs kept coming up all happy and I kept looking at them like, I can't even fucking I can't look at you right now. Yes. Mommy loves you, but you need to get the fuck
disgust.
But you're kind of an animal. And I know you are naturally.
but I'm not happy about it.
I can't.
I don't want to be a part of it.
No, and my cats have always been like that too. It hurts me whenever my cats
when your animals that are born
animal things
hunters hunt.
Ugh,
I know.
I get it.
And I know when we live up on the land it's going to be so much worse.
It's going to be bad.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. But that's what they were there. I mean that's part of owning an animal is you have to know that that's in their nature.
I know.
But fuck does it suck.
Also, can I tell you how stupid I am?
I love you too.
So I was at a lake house and at this lake house, that's where I saw the caterpillar nature happening.
Patreon.com/ladies and tangents if you want that story.
If you want that story where the forever ass wasps were eating out the caterpillar.
Catapussy.
So my kids walk over to the door and I look on the ground and I'm like, oh fuck, that's a baby bird. Like, you know, sometimes baby birds, when they still look like Jell-O, fall out of the nest and then they're just on the ground. So I see it and I'm like, oh, don't touch that. That is not doing well. I got up close to it and I could see it like moving still and I couldn't tell if it was like seizing or if it was like the wind or like what was happening. I don't know how long it was there. And so I went up to the person who owns the lake house and I was like, hey, do you have anything I can clean this up with? And she's like, what is it? And I said, it's a baby bird. And she's like, no way. Where is there even a nest? And she goes over and she goes, that is actually a sticker from the window. was one of those gummy stickers from the window that fell off and just got dirty. And it looked like a baby bird to me.
I was just like waiting for people to be like, I can't believe you guys talked about that. That was horrific. And then it is not even, it's a sticker.
They're like, but you said you saw it breathing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really sure what that was about now that I think about it.
I think I'm maybe might have been hallucinating.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I need to go home.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Anyway.
So
you got married.
I got married.
She's a married lady.
Turns out that's what we were doing. Yeah, bitch. So yeah, okay. So all the good things. We took a little bit of time off, but not really. It didn't seem like that to you because we had Taylor and Morgan on Creeps and Crimes. What a good episode. Fun little collab. But we're back now, and
we're back, and our ass got bigger.
Coochie face.
Coochie pink and real life bigger.
Look at my coochie face. We had such a time. I'll tell you. I don't even know where to begin because it was quite an adventure. I will say that. So I guess we can just begin with the night before.
Sure.
So we had, leading up to it, what a fucking stress fest. Let me tell you. Myself and Cory, you guys saw in real time the panic attack that I had. About 3 days later, Cory had a panic attack, which he's never had before. So he was like very scared. And it was while he was driving. And he's like, I think I need to pull over. I feel like I'm blacking out. And I don't understand. I haven't drank anything. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm blacking out. And I was like, oh, honey.
That's a panic attack, baby.
I think you're dissociating. And I was like, just pull over. Let's take some deep breaths. You're okay. Let's breathe through this.
I think he is very similar to me where mentally we're like, we have shit to do, so I can't be bothered with mental health stuff, so it manifests physically.
That's how mine is.
Yeah.
So that's what was happening. And then even more so, I asked if I could tell this.
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet, 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 sweet angel. Days before we are about to get married, he gets not one, not two, but
three times a cold sore.
3 cold sores. And he's probably had 3 cold sores in the 6 years that I've known him. And they've always been very small. These were not.
It took over his whole mouth.
And we were like, what? In what fucking, why?
Yes.
Why now?
It was right after your engagement photos. Like, he didn't have it for your engagement photos.
Literally. And he's like, I didn't even think, like, I felt the tingling, but there's no way that I thought this would happen. So here's a pro tip. If you're somebody who gets cold sores, they're very normal. So don't be like fucking weird about it. It's normal. It happens to a lot of people.
My herpy bitches rise up.
Nothing like an outbreak to celebrate a wedding.
Hell yeah.
But if that does happen and you have an event, you can call a dentist and they can this machine will
laser
zap them, like laser.
Yeah.
So that's what he went in. He went into our dentist. He had them zap it. He got on a prescription.
That's
like an
very
antiviral.
Very helpful to know because as someone who is prone to cold sores, that is clutch.
And the sooner you do it, the better it is at stopping and preventing and healing them quicker. So the day of the wedding, truly, you could barely see them unless you were very up close to him. And I did still kiss him because the virus is in my body, baby. I just know it. I'm not something I'm worried about.
You don't get cold sores.
I don't. I'm just asymptomatic.
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about it. Didn't bother me. Sorry. And please don't come in the comments and be like, blah, blah, blah. They were healing at that point anyways. So I'm not worried about it. And you shouldn't worry about my body anyway. So it's fine. Don't worry about me. But that was just another example of ways that it started.
His stress was
we were
manifesting.
really stressing the fuck out. However, so Friday comes along and we're going to do the run through at the venue with everybody. And then it was okay, night of, you got an Airbnb for us girls to stay at. And then Cory was going to stay with his groomsmen and stuff at our house. And so we did that. It was such a good time. We ended up opting out of anything. I didn't want to do anything super fancy, like doing a rehearsal dinner out to eat or my mom just catered some wings and salad. And I think we had mashed potatoes and
I
sides.
smashed so many rolls.
Oh my God.
From the roadhouse.
You know we had to do it.
We had to do it, Tim.
So we did. And we just all went back to my house and like chilled. And it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that was like such a fun time that
it was
like,
very,
both of our families together. And
yeah, it was very much like a holiday.
that's what it felt like. And everybody was just chilling and having a good time. And, you know, all the kids were doing kid shit. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
My grandma was there in spirit and in scent.
So
yeah, you got to tell this part of the story because it's wild.
I didn't do well at communicating, I don't feel like, with everybody, but I kind of took it upon myself to just do what I use the knowledge that I had in order to give you your bride rhyme stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Well, I knew that Ciara's grandma was giving her ferns that she's had for like 30 years.
Yes. My grandma has these. They were like her babies, basically.
So they hung those at the wedding arch.
Yeah.
Behind Ciara and Cory. So like that was her something borrowed was these ferns. And so I got her something new. Was like literally pick anything, your dress, your earrings, I got you a necklace. I got you a necklace. You didn't wear it, but you have it.
Yes. And I wore it the night before at the rehearsal. I should have worn that today. Damn it. It would have matched with my earrings.
Right. Okay. Something blue is your bracelet.
Do you see that? I'm wearing it right now.
And I got Sawyer a similar one.
So cute.
And then something old. Technically, it wasn't old. It is a new purchase. However, the scent of it is old. So our grandma, we've talked about before, you could smell her a mile away. That even like
recently we've been walking, like we were at a restaurant and we walked in the hallway and we were like, Grandma? It's just like her scent will just be there.
Yes. And so I was looking for new perfumes to wear to the wedding, and I smelled this one perfume and I was like, that's grandma. And so I thought, I wonder if this could be, the smell of grandma could be the something old. So I got a little travel size of the perfume and I gave it to Ciara, and we sprayed her like just in the room, not on our person. And we were showing it to people, being like, oh, you guys remember how grandma used to smell? Well, here she is. She's here in spirit.
Here she is.
And at the end of the night, we're packing up to go to the Airbnb, and we can't find her.
Lost grandma.
We cannot find
I was devastated.
This perfume.
I kept I was texting Cory, and I'm like, will you please try to find my grandma? Will you see if someone threw her away? Yes. This is very important.
And we kept referring to this
scent.
This bottle of perfume as grandma. We looked on the bar. We looked everywhere in the basement. We looked in all of our stuff. We couldn't find grandma. We left it to Cory. We were like, Cory, can you please potentially go through the trash and see if someone accidentally threw it away?
Yep.
Ciara then presents all the bridesmaids with a gift. She got us all matching robes and a cup with our
this is
name.
My robe, by the way. I'm wearing my robe right now that I wore on the day, and so I got them all like this sage green robe.
I think
that
you
would
have
match.
my robe. I think I accidentally gave you my bag.
I have to give that back to you.
So in the bag, it was a candle that she customized the scent for all of us, based on like what she knows that we like, and then the robe, and then she got us glasses that have our names and our birth flowers on them.
I'm in a real birth flowery stage of life, but
so we get all of our stuff together. We're packing. We go to the Airbnb, and
spooky.
Ciara and I get there, and I'm like,
this was like at 10 o'clock at night, correct?
It was
late.
Dark, and it's an old farm.
Yeah.
So we can't see anything. And I'm reading the instructions, and all I see is the chickens will charge you, but they're not aggressive.
Don't be afraid. They just think you have food.
Think you have food. It's not a big deal. You go to the farmhouse is the one with the red rocking chairs. There was 3 different places we could stay, but I only could see the farmhouse with the red rocking chairs.
And also there was 2 other properties that like they stayed on, so we didn't want to go to the wrong house.
So like the owners
intrude on someone sleeping at 10 p.m. at night.
And the owner's parents both had houses built on this property, and then there were 3 other like Airbnb places. It is terrifyingly silent in this house.
Oh my God. If you've ever been in the country at night, So it couldn't be quieter.
There was no like air running in the house. It was just so quiet, and it smelled old.
Musty.
And you could just tell it was so dark in there.
Yeah.
We walked upstairs, and the way the rooms were painted was haunted. It was scary a bit.
There was like, okay, I go into a room that I thought would be my room, okay, because it's like, first of all, there was a picture of a bride, like old time, I'm talking Revolutionary War type shit, of a woman getting like a veil put on or whatever, and like people in the background. And I was like, oh, this must be my room, okay? Big ass bed. However,
that's how you figure out that that's your room.
It's me. There are 3 horses staring at the bed in a picture that was scary.
Yes.
But also in the corner, the creepiest fucking rocking chair, like just, and then you open it and it's just in the dark, and there's also a mirror facing the bed. And as you know, that's a fucking no-go for me. So I was like, I'm not staying in this room. Absolutely not.
And so then there were 2 other rooms, both of which were themed. One was themed like under the sea. It had like clouds on the ceiling, and then aquatic
It was
animals
straight up painted like you were in the ocean.
Yes, on the walls. There was a child's boat bed. I slept in a boat.
Yep.
Okay.
And I didn't want to be alone, so I also slept in that room with you. In the full-size bed beside it.
Yes. And then the other bedroom had like green walls. It was like painted like, it wasn't like grass.
Yeah.
But it was like the color of
grass.
And then the ceiling was clouds again.
Yes.
And there were toys.
Children's toys.
It was so, but like not like,
it was spooky in the dark.
It was spooky because it was just like old. Like, who plays with these toys?
Yeah. Who's been here? Whose hands have touched these?
So I'm sitting on my boat bed and looking at Ciara thinking, I fucked up because I booked this place for us, and this is so bad. We're supposed to be getting ready for your wedding tomorrow, and I'm sleeping in a boat. There's a sea turtle on the wall.
Which is actually really sweet because the ocean is calming to me, as everybody knows.
I guess.
So I felt calm.
You didn't want to be in the ocean. So then she goes, hello?
Because I swear to God, okay, we were waiting on Taylor and Kristen to get there. And I swore I heard somebody go, hello, like downstairs. And so I go, hello?
And she looks at me and she goes, are they here? And I go, I don't know. Did you hear him? She goes, you didn't just hear them say hello? And I was like, no.
I'm like, fuck. Because again, it's not a heater or air. It's very quiet in there. So I'm like, I heard it very clearly. Someone say hello.
Yep. So then they got there, and we continue to just stay on the spooky train, I guess. And we all gather in the living room.
The conversation that was had that night was so far from a wedding.
It was
a lot of trauma dumping, again, as we do.
Yes.
And a lot of sad stuff. A
lot of death.
A lot of death. So much death.
So much death was spoken of.
And other things that were just not but chicken horses.
So anyway, we end up going to bed, although none of us could sleep.
Oh my God, I slept maybe. First of all, you went and you fell asleep, and I walked into Kristen's room. She's like, do you want to come in my room? I'm scared. And I was like, It's like 2:30 in the morning, but I couldn't sleep for shit. So we're just sitting and talking on our bed, and I'm having anxiety. My heart is beating like crazy, and we're just like talking to calm me down. Then finally I was like, it's like almost 3:30 in the morning. I said, I should probably go lay down. She's like, okay. So I go to lay down, sleep for 3 hours. I wake up wide awake, and it is 6:30 in the morning, and I'm like, you're fucking with me right now that I can't. Please, I just want to sleep. No.
I don't know what happened, but I woke up and you knew I was awake. I don't know what I did that made you know that I was awake, and you sit up and you go, I didn't sleep at fucking all.
I didn't. I was so tired, but the adrenaline was coursing through my body.
So then,
and then of course we hear, like, oh, chickens.
The roosters were out.
Chickens are out.
And they do, in fact, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh, they sure do.
In the morning. So we get up, and I'm like, do you want to go get coffee? And she's like, absolutely.
My sister fucking slams the door open. She's like, I didn't sleep at all.
No one slept. Everyone wants coffee. So we get ready to go, and I go, Ciara, there's a horse.
It was looking straight at us through the window, like right fucking there.
So we didn't know there was a horse. And not only was there one horse, there was 2 horses and a pony.
Yeah, like a little pony baby.
Then there were pygmy goats and there were chickens.
Ducks.
Ducks.
Duck families. Little baby ducks.
Peacocks.
Little baby chickens. Little chicks, if you will.
There was a cow.
2 golden retrievers.
2 beagles. And a partridge in a pear tree.
So we're just like going around the estate, kind of checking out all the animal life. It's very fun. Honestly, 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
She's like, it's fine in the morning.
I loved it in the morning. In the morning, it was my vibe. And the nighttime, it was scary.
The nighttime, it was very scary.
Did not love it.
Yeah. So we went to go get coffee. And
my grandma gave us signs through NSYNC.
She did.
Jerry put on a song and immediately it switched the music.
No one touched it.
The
song it changed to was not next in the queue and it wasn't on shuffle.
And I don't know if that was the one, but it was one that was like God must have spent a little more time on you, because at one point it says something about there's an angel next to me or something.
There's an angel. It's a miracle.
Yeah. So that's the part that played, that we all looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck? And then there was another song that queued up right after it. Another NSYNC song that we have never heard, that I didn't think was on the playlist. And the words were very much just like, I'm here with you. There's peace.
Yes. Let me bring you peace. Let me bring you joy. Let me bring you a love that you've never known.
I was like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. Very cool. Very cool moment.
So we went back. We're getting ready to get ready. And we were sharing with Taylor some of the haunted stuff
that happened the night before.
And as we start to tell the story about you hearing someone say, hello, Taylor feels someone
run up at her
and go in her ear.
And she has such a visceral reaction that we know it wasn't made up, because she jumps like this out of her skin, screams, and then starts immediately bawling and runs across to the other side of the room. She's like, who was that? Someone just ran up on me and they blew in my ear and shit.
She looked over her shoulder to see if anybody was there, and obviously no one was there. And so we're all sitting in the room then where we spent our time talking of death. And I keep hearing things creak next to me. Right after Taylor said, if you're my grandma or my aunt,
can you show us a sign?
And then that's when we heard the rustling next to me in the vent.
It literally sounded like someone was going shh, 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 inside the vent, which, by the way, has not made noise this entire time. Yeah. So we look and Jerry just she's sitting so still and just a tear falling down her eye. And we're like,
whoever commented that my tears were paid actors the day of the wedding,
they really
brava.
were working.
I haven't stopped thinking about that.
They were working.
And so then I start recording on my phone, just vloggy style.
Yeah. Vloggy style.
And you see an orb fly across Taylor's face.
Literally float right past her face. Not in a video, but in real time. A little white orb flies past her face
at the same time
that she loses hearing in one ear.
In the ear where the thing went.
Wild.
So then she says, will you please play music, do something, so I'm not so scared. And I don't know if you remember what I played.
I don't, because the whole day was such a goddamn blur.
Let me show you what I played.
This was actually really funny. Because she did not think it was funny.
Hold on, I gotta find it.
Was it this? That was it. Wait, play it a little bit longer. Anyways, it was just scary.
Anyways, I played a spooky song because I thought it would be funny.
And it was. Not to Taylor.
It was also scary.
We thought it was funny.
She was like, anyway, and then hair and makeup arrived.
And the party started. I thought it went great.
Wait, right when hair and makeup was starting to arrive, I go to get my robe so that I can get dressed to get ready. And I lifted out of my bag Grandma.
And she screams, oh, I found Grandma.
I did. And Ciara goes, shut the fuck up. There was no way
that it could have gotten in her bag.
Grandma could have gotten in my bag.
Because wasn't it the bag that I got you all?
Yes, it was the bag you gave me.
So there's absolutely no way that it could have slipped in there because it was upstairs and we had last seen Grandma downstairs.
Grandma was last seen downstairs by the bar.
Yes.
And we were upstairs. That bag never went downstairs.
No.
So we don't know how Grandma ended up being there with us.
So then we sprayed her and then the day began and everybody got hair and makeup. It was beautiful.
They were being so kind to me. They were so nice. Jerry, you look like a superstar.
I went after you and the girl who did our hair, her name's Michaela. She does my hair all the time anyways. She's phenomenal. But she goes, I kind of slayed Jerry's hair. I was like, you fucking did. You absolutely did that shit. Now you better do mine as good. It's like,
Ciara looked at me and she goes, you were not supposed to look this good.
I was furious.
No, I was like, don't worry, I'm about to cry my whole face off. So
you did cry your makeup off. Not really. But the thing was, it was airbrush makeup, so there were just streaks. But you couldn't tell unless you were very close to you. Yeah. Like in all the pictures, you couldn't tell.
And at some point, I was like, it's not going to matter. I'm going to keep.
It's going to happen. So what are you going to do? Here's a genius tip that I heard from somebody that I want to pass along to all my future criers on a day where your makeup needs to be good.
All my saddies.
Instead of keeping tissues or paper towels
or Q-tips,
small makeup sponges in your pockets. I had pockets in my dress. Fucking that wedding dress was the shit. And I remember loving it and then slipping my hands in and being like, pockets? Fucking sign me up. This is it. This is it. So I kept some small makeup sponges in to like dab whenever that happened. And that was phenomenal. Such a good thing. And then Cory came to us. So the number one thing that I can tell anyone who is thinking about having a wedding or wants any piece of advice, Cory and I were very much wanting to be more traditional. And I know for a long time he was like, I don't know what a first look is. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to be more traditional. I want to see you for the first time walking down the aisle because that's the way it's supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but let me show you some of these. And doing the first look privately, not at the venue. We did it at the Airbnb. And then we like read our private vows to each other there, not in front of everyone, just the two of us, was the best thing we could have done because we were able to be emotional and have that moment with just the two of us. Noah was there. Noah walked me to him. Oh my God. And that's the other thing people want to know if I had a first look with Noah. He just kind of came in right after I was fully ready. And there are pictures on both of our Instagrams if you go and look. But if you haven't seen them already. And Noah came in and he got kind of emotional and then I got emotional and we just like held each other and I was like, you look so handsome. He was like, you look so pretty. Oh, it
was so sweet. So that's the tears started flowing and I was a wreck.
Heavily.
Yeah.
So he walked me down to Cory and then Rachel and Madison, who were our photographer, videographer combo, they were like, okay, Noah, let go of your mom's hand. Like, she's going to go now. And I was like, oh, that got me emotional. And I told everybody we just did a Patreon live where we kind of gave some behind the scenes stuff that we weren't going to tell on here. I couldn't be serious. Anytime those things get too feely for me, like my emotions, I was like, I have to make this silly. So I did say something to him. I think I was like, surprise, or like, I'm right behind you or something. But inside of me, I wanted to go, I want to play a game.
He turns around, you're on a tricycle.
Just rolling up on a tricycle. That's what I wanted, but I didn't.
I was standing kind of back because I was carrying your dress.
Yeah, and you then carried my train.
When you got to the part where it was like a straightaway to Cory, I fluffed out your dress and then I let go because I'm like, if they're going to take a picture of you walking with Noah, like I do not need to be in the back of it.
Right.
Even though I would have loved to, but I was standing there after like you made it and I'm like, Noah's not going to know to leave.
Yeah.
And so I was like waving my arms at Madison and Rachel to be like, send Noah back to me. Yes. Send me Noah.
Did he go with you then? Because I didn't see where he went. I just know that they called him back. And
I took him back up to the house and we went up and saw some of the animals, and then he went inside with your mom.
And then you sat on a bench.
And then I walked back outside and I sat on a bench by a tree where I just wanted to be close to you guys.
Like look through the foliage at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we did everybody asked if he cried. He did cry during the first look, which I knew he would. He kept saying, I don't think I'm going to. I was like, yes, you will.
Did he have any idea that that's what your dress was going to look like?
He said no. He said he told me before, I know exactly what your dress is going to look like. He's like, that was nothing like what I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah. He said he didn't expect it to be so exposed on my chest.
What did he think?
I was like, you're welcome. I don't know. I think maybe more of like the one that my mom and my sister wanted me to wear. Which is more like skin tight and like mermaid kind of.
I'm kind of curious if we show him the video of you trying on dresses, if he would like say, oh, that was like the one I would have thought.
Yeah, because I just don't think he expected it to be so princessy.
Mm-hmm.
But like once he saw it on me, he was like, oh, I can't picture you now wearing anything else. That was perfect. But then we did our vows and we cried to each other. And if you want, on the 13th, we're going to release a Patreon episode, patreon.com/ladiesandtangents. And I'm going to read the vows I wrote to him. And I think you're going to read your speech, correct? That you did for my maid of honor speech. So come join that if you want to. It's going to be a good time.
I was talking my speech up so fucking much. I was like, are you guys going after me because you're gonna want to? Because are you guys going before me because you're gonna want to? Because I'm gonna bring the house down.
You did.
I'm gonna fucking crush it. So so you guys are aware,
it was really good.
After I heard theirs and I read mine, I was like, I talked myself up for what?
Well, that's what I felt after I did my vows, because Cory was like, I actually took parts out because I was like, I don't want to show him up, because he kept telling me like, I don't know how to write. I think mine are going to be dumb compared to yours, because I know you like to like get like in poetic and stuff. And I was like, fine, I'll take some out of mine. And then he did his and I was like, you bitch, you son of a bitch, because his were so good and so like beautifully written. And
they were so good.
Oh,
I read
so beautiful.
He was nervous, and so he's like, Jerry, will you read my vows? And I was like, absolutely. And will I spell check it for you so you don't stumble when you're reading them? Yes, I will.
Really good, because he did it.
I know. I added a couple words where it was not the word that he wanted, because I'm like, that's if as soon as you hiccup over one word,
it's gonna be all
rest
downhill.
Is shot.
Yeah.
So I did fix a couple words for him, but other than that, I was just like crying the whole time reading it, because I was like, if I could have dreamed up words for someone to say to you, to promise you as a partner, like that's what I would want. Like that was really good. They were beautiful.
Yeah. And then the freaking day started. And why I say to do a first look and have that moment is because I swear to God, the rest of the day was such a fucking blur.
It's like getting on a rocket and you just fucking shoot off. Yeah.
And like at that point, we were already so spent emotionally. Like there was a lot of emotions we had already given to each other that I was like, I don't know that I can do this in front of people. And like, it was still very beautiful. The ceremony was wonderful. I don't remember a lot of it.
Do you remember freaking out when I was taking Sawyer near the fountain?
No. You took her near the fountain?
Right before.
What fountain?
So back by the bathrooms, there was like a water feature. Yeah. And so we're all lined up and Sawyer wants to walk over there and Noah is trying to keep her from walking over there. And so him trying to convince her not to go over there was making her pissed because she wanted to be there. So I was like, I'll take her over, Noah. And so I start walking her over to the water and you go, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, it's fine.
I'll keep her.
You worry about you.
I'll keep her out of the fucking waterfall.
Yes.
I was just expecting her to just plummet into there.
Yeah, no.
We did do a first look also with Sawyer because they took her during our first look together. My mom took her to the venue to get ready with Cory's mom.
Yep.
And then when we got to the venue, they tucked me away in this little room so no one could see me. And they brought my dad in and then they brought Sawyer in for us all. And there's some pictures of that as well that we have. But it was so cute.
Oh, so sweet. Cute. And the picture of your grandparents coming in too. Oh my God.
I haven't shared those yet, but I will.
Fucking heart.
Yeah.
But yeah. she was wanting to go over it. And so I let her play over there. And then I could tell she was getting really tired.
She was so tired.
Ciara was very worried that she was going to be a loose cannon and not want to walk down the aisle, but she was wiped.
Yeah.
So I was just like holding her, rocking her, because I knew that I was the last person to walk before it was her turn.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just hold her and rock her. And if she falls asleep, she falls asleep. But if not, at least she's not going to like go running.
Right.
So...
Because that's what I thought. I was like, she's just going to dart out there after everybody.
Oh, she did so good. Her and Noah held hands. She did have her binky. And there was a couple times where I was like, give me that binky. Give me that binky.
They tried. My wedding planner tried to take it out of her mouth last minute. And she screamed. And she was like, okay, take the binky.
I will fight you.
But then,
speaking of your wedding planner, let's give it up for Ari, everybody.
Ari. Oh, my God. Ari. Hold on. Ari at Venti Eventing and Weddings. Venti, like you would order Venti.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Ari. If you're in the Ohio area, I swear to God, she made my experience like I couldn't have asked for anything better. She took care of I kept saying to Cory, I was like, I feel like she's our mom.
She was wonderful.
They would come up to me at the venue and just like bombard me with questions, and I would be like, Mommy. And then Ari would be like, don't ask her that. I told you to come to me. I will take care of it.
Yes.
Like, she was so good at being like, I will handle it. Ciara, you go with Cory. You don't even worry about it. And I was like, thank you, Mom.
I came up to her towards the end of the night and I was sitting next to her and I was like, all right, what do we need to do? Like, do we need to start loading stuff up? Do we need to be cleaned up by a certain time? Like, how can I help? And she goes, you can just get on the shuttle and go have fun at the hotel. And I was like, but who's going to do this? And she goes, we got it. And I'm like, no, you don't. And she's like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, what an angel you are.
And then I came over, literally got on my knees.
I said, I just want you to know
and,
that
held her hand.
Ciara is so grateful for you. You have done so much. You're wonderful. Like that, you've been incredible throughout this. And then
immediately after, I come running over and I'm like,
she proposes.
I literally got on one knee and I was like, hi, you sweet angel. I just want to tell you how much I love you and you're amazing. She kept saying, quit saying thank you. This is my job. And I was like, you don't understand though.
Yes.
I wouldn't have had this wedding without you.
Right.
It was so much and she took care of so much and was just really,
just because it's your job doesn't mean that you're necessarily good at it.
And yeah, but she is, baby.
And she was
meant to do that
yes.
shit. And Cory, I guess, went up to her and her husband because her husband was there helping as well, and like cried to both of them. Got emotional to both of them, thanking them.
There are people who are in the service industry who do more than their job.
Yes.
And they go above and beyond because they can picture themselves as the person who they're serving.
Yeah.
And they do the most for them because they know what it's like to want help in those situations. And she is that person.
Totally. Literally. And if in every we had probably 12 meetings with her leading up to it. And at every meeting, she would go, you're doing really great. You're in a good spot. Don't worry. Don't freak out. I think we're in a really good position. And every time I felt like, oh my God, I don't have enough done and blah, blah, blah. And she would reassure me every time and be like, she didn't have to do that.
Right.
She could be like, oh my God, Ciara, we got to get this done. You know what I
right.
mean? But she was like, don't freak out. We have so much time. You're in a really good position. I think you're doing great. And I was like, I think you're doing great. I think that you're very special.
Yeah.
So she
Truly.
is. And it reminded me, I told Cory, I said, now you know how I feel towards both of the nurses, multiple nurses that I had when I was in labor and then postpartum. When a big life event happens that like you have a lot of adrenaline and serotonin and like feelings come out, you like get attached to these people that help you in that. And he's like, I miss her. I want to like see her again, which she is helping us plan our honeymoon that we're taking in a year. She's also a travel agent. So if you want travel things, she can also help you there. So yeah, she's going to help us. I was like, we will see you again because you will plan all of our traveling. We got like,
you are our person
you're
now.
Our vacation person.
We married you as well.
Yes, we did.
We married each other and we married you.
But I felt such like an attachment to her because of that, like, just level of emotion that was happening that day and what a big crucial part she was.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything, I don't know, everything from then on kind of went, it was a fast blur, but the toasts were amazing.
Cracked up at your ceremony. Because they were married by a friend.
Yes.
And he customized
our vows.
Your vows. so he basically made Cory say, for better and worse and richer and poorer, and also made him promise to
comment, subscribe,
rate 5 stars. And then
I had to promise to always be there, even when his number 1 draft pick gets something. I don't even
something
remember.
About when he's upset when this hypothetical imaginary team doesn't do well and he's in a bad mood.
His draft. Yeah. And it was so funny. And of course I fumbled on that because if you say more than 5 words at me, you've lost me at word 2, that.
So you got to take that way slower.
I started it and then I go, what? And he goes, nothing, moving on. He just didn't make me say, and I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
It was really good. I don't know what else to even say about it at that point.
Entrances
were great.
Great.
You walked the grooms. So she had to walk in with, she was my maid of honor. And then there were 2 best men, Cory's twin brother, which really tripped up a lot of you. A lot of people forgot that Cory was an identical
Did you
twin.
see the comment that someone said they saw the picture, forgot Cory was a twin, and went, twosies?
Yes. There was another one, no, kissing one, that was like, why is Cory just watching Ciara kiss another man? Yeah, so he is an identical twin, and his twin brother Zach was one of the best men, and then his best friend from middle school, high school, was also a best man. And Jerry got to walk in with both of them, and she put leashes around them, not
imaginary leashes,
and then walked them like dogs.
They were like, "We're not doing this," and I go, "Yes, you are.
Doing it. Yes,
you absolutely are."
My sister and Cory's brother Troy threw cheese balls at everybody. Which Taylor goes, I don't know, I blacked out. And then I watched the video back, and she didn't throw them at anyone. She was just throwing cheese balls around the venue.
So she didn't even try and get it in anyone's mouth?
No, because Troy came in trying to aim to get them in people's mouths. And it was so funny because then when he would land one, the crowd would go fucking nuts. They'd start like, whoa! And Taylor was just like throwing them just into the crowd.
I told her she should have filled her hair with cheese balls and just shook it
out. That would have been hilarious.
All the cheese balls come flying out.
Yeah. And then Kristen just rode on Brady's back, which was honestly the best case scenario. We came up with
I feel like, okay, all right.
We came up with a lot of different scenarios and none of them were good.
None of them were good because you know how you take something too far, just almost
just it's a bit,
because it's a bit and it's exaggerative. Well, that's what we did. We were like, we should come in, ski masks on, pretend it's a heist, tell everyone to get down,
kidnap Kristen, just straight over the mouth, drag her to the table. She stays completely limp the entire ceremony, glasses on. It's Weekend at Bernie's. She's dead. And then we're like, maybe that was too far.
I think maybe we don't do that. I think maybe that's sending the wrong message.
That was probably not a good. When we had more than 2 seconds to think about it.
But here's the thing: you can't do a bit with people who like bits because they're not going to be.
It.
Yes, when you throw something out like that for shock value for people to be like, "Are you crazy?" and you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just a silly bitch."
Silly.
If they're also like that, they're just going to be down.
And then fucking run with this.
Now, all of a sudden, you are pretending to be dead.
Now you're pretending to stage a bank robbery at my wedding.
Yes.
And that was maybe not the vibe we wanted. Yeah. So we scrapped that.
Yeah, we just went piggyback.
Which was the smarter move.
Yes.
And I wish we would have done more for me and Cory, but I was so scared of my dress. So we just did the walking in, I raised my flowers, then we did a dip kiss in the middle.
We love a dip kiss.
Which, by the way, he didn't dip me at all. Did you watch? I dipped my motherfucking self. I went fully back and just had him catch me because he was like, I don't want to dip you and drop you.
Why? I dip, you dip, we dip.
I know. But so I was like, I'll dip my motherfucking self. I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man to dip me.
How about Cory fucking shooting you with a
oh my God.
CO2 cannon?
Oh my God. So then.
Is that what it was? What was that?
Yeah. So it was a CO2 cannon that it was like smoke fog, but also really cool layer. So it was great because I was getting so hot. And I think it was during Bootylicious or something like that.
Yes.
A song like that. And I'm just getting it. And all of a sudden I feel this blast of cool fog air. And I look back and he is
grinning ear to ear.
So happy. And I just start the wind is taking my hair and I'm just working it. And it was
part of me thinks that he was holding it almost like a fire hose, and I think that he was probably supposed to just go back and forth.
No, he was just strictly on me,
one spot. But then I turned around, saw him, laughed, and then he went, ha ha, shot me with it. And I was like, ah, goddamn. Also, I don't know if I told you this part. So Erica and Christian from the Judges.
Yes.
They were there.
Yes.
Christine and her husband Blaze from
Yes.
That's Why We Drink were there. It was so fucking cool to have our podcast friends there.
It was.
And I told Ciara that I
can't wait to hang out with them all again.
At events like that, I normally cling to one person, and Ciara and Cory would have been the people that I clung to.
We were getting pulled in all directions.
And that's their event.
Yeah.
And so I was so thrilled to be like, what's up, podcast babies?
Yeah.
Let me cling to you.
Yes.
And so
my people.
I'm standing with Christian and Erica, and you have these sparklers, okay, that are going off. And they're like, I feel like this is dangerous being so close to the dance floor. And I look at them and I said, it's fine. Don't worry. And I stick my hand in it. I stick my hand into the sparkler, and Christian's face goes, and then he looks at me and he goes, I've been dying to do that all night.
You could do it. It was like cool flames.
Yeah, it wasn't real fire. And
No.
I knew that because I had experienced them when I was a photographer at a different wedding.
Yeah.
But I was just banking it was the same thing.
Not actual fire?
Not just actual sparklers.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
Oh, dude, the amount of like pyrotechnics we had, that was fun.
I know.
It was a good time.
He went all the way off for all that stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
and
that.
it never got less scary when they went off.
The first time I forgot that they were going to go off. So we're doing our first dance. It's all romantic. And then they go off like in a moment where it's supposed to be, I guess we're supposed to have like a kiss or something for the camera. And I look at the crowd like this. How about that? Can you believe it? It was so fun. So don't use that. You're going to use that picture probably. Hold on. Let me give you a cute one. Okay. But yeah, that was that was a surprise, but also then fun whenever it would happen again.
Wait, didn't you have something to tell me about?
Oh, do I? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I forgot to tell everybody this. I'm so glad that you said that. Let me see if there's any more because I took notes.
Oh, okay.
So there's two things. And one I've already told you.
Okay.
Which was just like this ties in with my grandma thing, which is just like, I think I like to take signs from the universe and from whoever I think spirit guides or whoever is guiding me along. And so there were little things that kept happening throughout the day. First of all, fucking beautiful weather. My ideal weather,
the most beautiful,
if you know me, is 72, anywhere from like 68 to 73-ish is my
partly
favorite.
cloudy.
Partly cloudy. I don't like it.
Kind of misty.
Moody. Yeah. And like a little bit breezy.
Yep.
And that was exactly the weather for that day. So absolutely
the leaves
insane.
Started to turn already, which is not normal at all.
No, sometimes they don't even change until end of October, almost November.
Yes.
They were already changing in September. So I'm like, how did I get lucky? There's a phenomenal sunset and a rainbow that day.
The sun was not out like most of the day, but it came out for sunset photos.
And then beautiful sunset that made the sky almost pink gray. Insane. So beautiful. So those were all like signs. And then also my bouquet of flowers. There was one flower that I really wanted, which was like a white flower that had like a dark navy, almost black middle.
Is it a ranunculus?
I don't know what it's called.
I'm going to look it up.
Ranunculus. But that was the only flower that I told the florist that I really wanted. And then I was like, I guess just kind of make it look kind of classic, traditional bouquet, lots of greenery, whatever. The other two flowers that she puts in the bouquet are roses and chrysanthemums. And that is both me and Cory's birth flowers. She doesn't know that. She knows nothing about when we were born or anything. But I was like, what a fucking sign this is that those are the two extra flowers in the bouquet and the floral arrangement and stuff. So that was fucking cool.
Why do oh, it's actually called an anemone.
Yes. I remember that because I kept saying anemone.
Anemone.
Yes.
Yes.
So, because it does, the middle of it looks like it should be underwater.
Yeah.
Again, I'm an underwater queen. So, when we're talking about Cory and his stress manifesting in different ways, he has started sleepwalking / sleep talking. And it was just in little ways sleep talking. But the night of our wedding, So we go to the hotel, and he puts me to bed. And
he puts his thing down, flips it, and reverses it.
It's your Fniffer planet. So I was supposed to go down with him to the bar where everybody was. And I was just like...
But he put that pussy in a coma. Sorry.
Yes, and so did the rest of the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, once my ass hit the I almost said pillow, but I wasn't sitting on the pillow. Once my ass hit the bed, I was not getting back out of that bed. And I was like, God, I want to go hang out with everybody. But I was so tired. However, then he goes and I'm trying to sleep. I'm tossing and turning. I don't sleep the entire fucking night. Also, the hotel had like a fan that would be like, and then
nothing.
Complete quiet. So it was so jarring every time it would turn on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what? I'd almost be asleep and then that shit would kick off or kick on and it would scare the shit out of me.
Is it true that this is something I've been meaning to ask you. Is it true that you called your mom at 6 a.m. and asked her to take you home?
Yes, I did. I left Cory. I didn't even wake him up.
I was with Kristen and Taylor cleaning up the Airbnb the next morning, and Taylor was like, I
hadn't slept yet.
Yeah, Ciara called my mom, was like, Mom, I'm not having a good time. Can you take me home?
I was just really tired, and that fucking air thing kept fucking me up, and I could not sleep.
Okay.
But also, at 5 a.m, this happens. So I'm almost asleep, and Cory gets up. I hear him get up. He goes into the bathroom. He pees. He comes out, and I hear the door. And I was like, what are you doing? He fully opens the door to the hotel and walks out. He's in just his underwear. And he starts walking in the hallway. And so I get up and put my robe on and I go, Cory, what are you doing? And he goes, huh? And I was like, what are you doing? You're in the hallway. You're in your underpants. And
Underpants.
He goes, oh. And I go, get back in bed. Okay, sorry. So he says sorry. He goes, okay, sorry. He gets back in bed. Now, had I not been awake, he would have just wandered the halls in his underpants and then found a corner to sleep in. He would have been fully locked out of the hotel room. But luckily, I was awake and I caught him naked almost practically. In the hotel.
How romantic. You wake up and he's in jail for indecent exposure
on my wedding night. Okay, It gets weirder. So then 2 nights later, we're laying in bed. I am fast asleep, finally catching up on sleep that I have desperately needed. And I wake up in the middle of the night. So fast. I've never fucking woken up faster and gone, because someone is playing with my feet.
You're lying.
He is laying like a dog on the edge of the bed, on the bottom of the bed, going like this with my feet and rubbing them. What? I swear to God, ma'am. I went, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, I'm sorry. Just like that again. And I go,
you've been together for 6 years and he waits until you're legally wed to be fucking weird with your feet?
I go, what are you doing? He goes, I just wanted to touch you. I go, get on your side of the bed. What is happening right now?
Oh, no.
So the next morning, I'm like, hey, do you remember tickling my feet in the middle of the night? And he goes, no. He has no recollection of it either time. He doesn't even remember going into the hallway. He has no recollection that either one of those things happened.
Oh, my fuck.
So I'm scared to sleep in the same bed as him.
Oh no.
I was like, Cory, imagine that is the most jarring way to wake up ever, is to somebody just rubbing your feet. I was horrified.
Well, let him know that I could use a foot massage as well.
If I would have known, I would have let it continue. But I'm just like, I sat up so fucking quick. So I'm like,
the fact that he's laying like a dog and doing it
sideways in bed like this, like curled up in the fetal position, just rubbing my feet. And then he starts inching his hands up, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, I just wanted to touch you. I was like, get out. Go for the fuck. I almost made him sleep downstairs. I was so jarred.
Oh my God. Well,
so anyways, newlywed life is really going well.
He's developed sleep issues.
I can't. I'm like, I hope that was just like post-wedding. You're just getting all your fucking, I don't know, adrenaline out in weird ways. But please stop.
Judging your jizz.
I need you to stop. So,
well, congratulations on the marriage and the foot massage and
it feels good.
Everything in between.
Yeah, let me know if your husbands wake you up in the middle of the night by touching your fucking feet.
I would fucking love to do a sleep episode where people send in stories about
we're going to
stuff like that, because those stories are both funny and terrifying.
Also, oh my God, can I tell my dream story real quick before we go?
Yeah.
This is just I was having stress dreams before the wedding, and the last one that I had, they were all fucking unhinged, and I told you about most of them. And the last one that I had was like right before the wedding, and I dreamt that everyone showed up because I had so many people texting me and was like, "What's the dress code?" And I was like, "What? I don't know. Just normal wedding attire." I just was telling people whatever you feel comfortable in. If that's jeans and a t-shirt, I don't give a fuck. Just come and be your best self. Right. I just want you to have fun. And but then I dreamt that everyone showed up in like pajamas and sweatpants, and Rachel yelled at me because she was like, "These pictures are going to be horrible. It's you two in ball gowns and a tux and everyone else in pajamas."
I thought you were going to say you two in ball gowns. You and Cory both are in a ball gown and everyone else is in pajamas.
That would be ideal. But then also in that same dream, everyone got us wedding gifts when we didn't ask for them. We specifically said no wedding gifts, but 2 people did, and they were really beautiful handmade stuff. Fucking amazing. But everyone in my dream did bring gifts and then demanded we open them in front of people, like at a baby shower. Yeah. And 90% of the gifts were of chicken nuggets.
All chicken nuggets.
With no sauce.
Not a single sauce?
Diabolical. I was like, what am I supposed to just eat these dried chicken nuggets? I look over, Cory's just pounding them.
Like a chipmunk.
Eating so many. He's got,
chipmunk.
No.
And we've gone full Johnny Circleback. Well.
All right. That's all.
Anyway,
everybody.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed CiCi's wedding story.
If you have more questions, ask them for Patreon, and we'll answer them on there. So,
for when we read our words to you.
Yes.
Mine includes snake oil. I played a game.
Yes.
Anyway.
Also, if you have ghost stories or dream stories,
please, or scandals,
whatever, send them to landtstories
at gmail.com,
and we will be maybe doing some spooky Halloween stuff later on in the month of October. So send us all your goodies. We want to read them and share them.
Goodies.
My goodies. My goodies.
That's that on Ciara and Cory, everybody. We love you much.
We love you
so much. We'll see you next time.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.